Welcome to our 2022 Civic Internship Program Grant Information Session. Please follow us on Instagram, Facebook, or check on our website for most updated information. In today's agenda, first we're gonna briefly introduce our organization and our team. And then we'll talk about Civic Internship Grant, general information, and our goals and vision. And then we'll talk about organization verification. And next, we'll talk about the grant application procedure. And then we'll have a Q&A session and then close. So first, let me introduce our president, Andy Lee. He will give us a brief introduction of our organization and the team. Andy, please.
Okay, thank you, Qing. And good morning or good afternoon, everyone. And welcome some new friends, also welcome some old friends coming back to our internship program. And my name is Andy Lee. I'm the president for the CL USA, and for our civic leadership program or civic internship program, and we are trying to help this student and the adult to get more involved into the civic world and empower people and build pipelines. So our ultimate goal is to have more people get elected. And you may see this civic leadership and also civic internship. We actually have two tracks. One is a civic leadership program, is more for the adult, including the civic leadership forum. And the other track is civic internship program, is more targeting for high school and college students. So we try to build, like the slide said, we try to build unity and build a coalition so that we can work together, help each other, and empower each other. Next slide, please. Next slide, team.
I don't know, something happened to my computer, it's not moving.
Okay, so here is our team, and you see I'm the president here, and I joined this year, beginning of this year, and I'm involved in the civic world for at least 8 years, if not more than that. I started as volunteer and started a civic organization and work with a group. Later, I got appointed at city level, school district level, and the county level, and working with all level of local governments. And in 2018, I was elected as a Contra Costa Community College District Governing Board, and I'm the first ever API governing board on their district, in the 70+ years of history. And this year, just recently, we have a new API chancellor, and that's again the first in our 70 years of history. So we also have Anthony Ying, who is our director. He has been with us for at least 5 years, if not more. And unfortunately, he cannot attend this meeting. But I think you have other opportunity to meet him. And he's more in charge of this civic leadership program. And we have Julia Wu here, and she is the director of marketing and administration. And Julia, you'd like to say a few words?
Okay, my name is Julia. As Andy mentioned, that I'm a director of marketing and administration of the CL USA. I joined the CL USA about a year ago. So for today, I'm going to in charge of the eligibility verification, that section. So I will talk about that section more later on. Thank you.
Thank you, Julia. And the next we have Wen Yuan, who is the director of the internship outreach program, and he has a lot of experience working with many nonprofit organizations. When you like to introduce yourself?
Oh, hi, good morning, everyone. It's nice to see you again. I actually joined CLUSA in 2018, 2019, and then working on this internship program as well. In June last year, I actually went out from CLUSA and set up in Civic Leadership Academy, doing the internship work. And then this year, we are coming back again. The internship program is under CLUSA again. And this internship, actually, Chim probably will introduce you about the history of internship program. It starts actually from the Vision New America. But I'll leave it to Chim to give you a more introduction. Thank you.
Thank you, Wen. And next is Qingbai. That's the name you need to remember. And she's the director of internship program. And she's actually in charge of this civic internship program. So in the future, if you apply for the grant and you have internship program, you work more closely with her. So Jing, can you introduce yourself?
Oh, hi everyone. My name is Qingbai. Probably many of you already know me for years. So yeah, for the newcomers, I'm in charge of the internship program grants. I'm happy to help you, assist you with any question you have. Yeah. Well,
thank you, Jing. Can you move to the next slide? Okay, so I'm going to talk about this civic internship program grant in general, and I think for those working with us in the past, and you may notice some changes we make this time. Just like when Yuan said, we bring internship grant back to CLUSA, and so starting this year, and our board made the decision. CLUSA is now more focused on the funding, so we are the funding organization. We are stopped doing any programs. We more provide funding to other organizations, help them to for their internship program and civic leadership program. And also, we shift our focus in the past hours. Focus is the area we cover is more broad, and the board has worked together, made a decision, and we are more focused on civic. So this is why you may see in the past you can do interns with nonprofit. This time we more have a restrict requirement. And for our goals is we just want to help the student, especially for the civic internship program, help the student gain some civic experience by working with elected officials or government. And also, we want to use this opportunity to help local organizations who organize the internship program, help them build close connection with the local government, because your organization has interns at elected officials' office. They know your organization, and throughout the internship the time, and you have more connected with that local elected officials' office and build a connection. Hopefully, starting from there, and your organization can work with the elected officials more and learn the opportunity. just like I had in the past. We didn't do the internship program at that beginning, but we have very close connection with city school district. So whenever there's an opening there for the commissioners, and they informed us, and we just have people prepare the trend and then send them to for the interview. And a lot of them got appointed. And I like to use the quote the sentence my former mayor told me. Is my good friend, my supporter. He told me, when you get appointed, is you are like 1 foot in the circle. When you get elected, you are like fully in the circle. So we try to get people like get involved, know this how this government runs, and serve the government. And one thing I like to say a little bit, extend that a little bit further, is a lot of people came to me when I asked them to like join the committee or get appointed as a committee or commission. They told me, you know what? Oh, my English is not good. I don't have time, and I mean, I don't know much. Actually, there, as long as you're working in the American company, you can speak English there. That's fine. It's not a problem. And regarding the time, a lot of people, except for like maybe 1 or 2 or maybe 3 committees, for most of the city, they call the planning committee and park commission or park committee. Those take a lot of time. Most of the commission, they don't take a lot of time. They may meet once a month or even once a quarter. And regarding they say you don't know much about this local government, you may not be qualified. After you join in, first things after you join in, you learn a lot. A lot of people actually found when they join that commission, they know very little, just like just like most of you now. And so it's a learning process. Another thing I remember my former mayor encouraged me to apply is he told me, you know what, you have nothing to lose, because you go there and learning this process and show your face, and then you may fail the first time, but next time more likely you'll be successful. So that's our goal, to help the local organization. And for the vision is just like I mentioned previously, we just want to empower the API. We know API is not well served. We have 24 to 26 million Asians in the country, but for the funding, the funding from the government, only 0.2% give to the API community, and we are not well represented at the federal, state, local level. So our goal is to help people move up, get elected, and to represent our API community. So, Qing, I'll turn back to you.
Thank you, Andy. Let's now move to the internship, the Civic Internship Program. Okay. Request for proposals. The first step will be organization verification. I'll hand it to Julia.
Yes. Yeah, I'm sorry. So for the eligibility verification, so this one is quite simple and straightforward. So Qing, can I share my screen, because I will direct the people to our website? I think that will be easier.
Sure, I'll make you host.
Thank you. Okay. So so I think people later on or after the meeting, I think you can go to our website at the civicusa.org, and then on our banner, so you can see the few images here. You can let me do this one. Thank you. So you can select this one. That one of the banner is eligibility verification. So when you click on this image, so we'll direct you to the whole information about how you can fill out the form, and then what's the benefit that you can have. So you can see the benefit that you can have, which means once you fill out the form and got the proof or confirm from us, then you just need to update the organization information on an annual basis. And then the other one thing is the powerful and the great thing is that you just need to fill out this form and then get the approval. And then after that, you are not only can apply for our internship, but also you can apply for our grants as well. And this one, the last one is you can receive kind of most updated information from the COUSA. So let's go to the our main topic. Here is the verification form. Here, the first one, you just need to download the file. And then after that, when you download the file, I already download the file, okay. So when you download the file, then you can see the full working sheets here. The first one is summary. So, but before that, I want to emphasize one thing. Your organization need to have a 501c3 certificate during this application period. But if you don't have that one, that is okay as well. As long as you can find a physical agent with the signed MOU and then send back to us, that is okay, no problem. But you need to be aware, we only allow the organization to use MOU and also the physical agent for the first 2 years. After that, your organization needs to be registered as an 501c3 organization. So you need to be aware of these requirements. So for the first summary list worksheet, so you just need to kind of click on and then to check and then also fill out the whole information that we request here. The second worksheet will be the financial statement. You can help us to enter those information and then, or you can attach your last year's financial statement in this worksheet as well. So for the third one, it's quite simple. If you have your 501c3 organization certificate, please attach the file here.
Julia, I'm
yeah.
sorry. Are you sharing your Excel document?
Yeah, this one is on this one is
I
on
don't
our
see it.
side.
I only see.
Oh,
it.
really? Oh,
Yeah, I'm not sure
okay.
if it's my problem or others.
Oh, no, I'm sorry, it's my issue. You share the other one. I'm sorry. So, yeah, so this one is for the first worksheet. And then this one is for the financial statement. And then this one is the attached file. As I mentioned, for the attached file, this worksheet, you just need to attach your 501c3 organization's certificate. If you don't have that one, you use the fiscal agent, please attach your fiscal agent's 501c3 certificate and the signed MOU in this worksheet. So for the last worksheet, yeah, for the last worksheet, it's the same. Actually, this one is the same as the first worksheet. But this one is particular for the organization. They use the fiscal agent to apply for our grant. So I think that is the whole section for the verification, eligibility verification section. And then after that, please just submit your form to the grants at the COUSA.org. And then we will verify that. Let me go back to, yeah, here, sorry. So you can see the section here. Once you submit the form back to us, and then if we have any questions, we will email you in 2 working days. But if there is no problem, then we will reply and confirm you in 5 working days. If there is no more any problem, and then you are free to go to apply for any kinds of our grant at the COUSA. And then I repeat again, you just need to update your organization information on annual basis. That's all, because sometimes probably your team member or your board member is different from last year. So we need to have the kind of the information. And then also you can receive our most updated grant program information. I think the best practice is just subscribe our newsletter to our website, and then you can receive the whole information. I think that's all. This is the whole kind of section for the eligibility verification.
Thank you, Julia, for sharing the verification part. And then once the organization verified by us, now you're welcome to apply for our Civic Internship Program grant. So this year we made some change. We have actually now 2 versions of application form. The first one is simplified application form. This is for general application with request less than $10,000. Let me share the application form. So can you see my screen now? The
Yes.
application form. Okay, so this one pretty much, so general information, your organization name and program name. Each program has their own name, probably not calling Civic Internship Program as we call it. So put your program name and then contact person's name, title, phone number, and email for us to contact you. And for the first time applicants only, please tell us a little bit about your program history, background, and your program goals. So to let us to know your program better. For those returning grantees, you can just skip this step. And then the next, we want to know your program team. So we put a few rows here. If you have more team members, you feel free to add rows here, but don't change the column and the name of the column, please. And then we would like to know your program plan for this year with timeline, targeting internship placements, etc. So to talk about internship placements, we want the placements in government or government agencies or legislative office with at least 80 hours or more internship work with them. And we can allow no more than 25% of your interns to do government-related or civic engagement internship in a nonprofit, nonpartisan organization verified by us. So we do know we do know some organizations have internship placements in your own organization. Our grant can support, but cannot support over 25% of the total interns. Yeah, you can ask questions after we finish this session, and if you have a question about the internship placements. And then we have a very simple table for the fund request. So you can put how many of high school students you're gonna recruit to do internship. And then if you have a college students, you enter the number into the table as well. And then you can choose here. For meet and greet, we also provide a fixed amount to meet and greet. If you can click the arrow on the side of the table, you can choose if it's virtual or if it's in person. So we give a different amount. If in person, we'll give $300, and then if virtual, we give $100. And then for graduation ceremony, it's the same. If it's virtual, we give $300, and if it's in person, we give $500. So, and then the high school students, we have a fixed amount according to the number of students you will have. And for college students, the same. So say if you have 5 high school students, and then you have another 5 college students. So I will quickly show you the total amount you will request. So this is very simple application form. And then we have another standard form. Let me see if I can. This one. Okay. So if you are returning a grantee from us, you probably pretty familiar with our standard application. So again, the general information, and then for first-time applicants, we want to know your program background and history. And again, the team. And then for standard application, we want to know more detail about your program. So the student recruiting plan, your timeline, and detail how you're gonna recruit your students, and finding internship placement, the timeline, and the internship placement, and student training plan, internship work, from when to when, and then graduation ceremony plan, and other related activities, if there's any. So to know, again, the internship placements, as I just mentioned in the simplified application form, so all the internship placements from government agency, legislative offices with more than 80 hours internship work, and we can allow no more than 25% of interns to do program, in the program to do government related or civic engagement internship in the nonprofit, nonpartisan organization verified by us. And then for the program benchmarks, this is for us to evaluate the success of your program. So the number of high school students, number of college students, if you don't have it, just put 0. And then students training hours, how many hours you plan to train your students, and internship hours for each intern, and other activity hours, other benchmarks. And then we would like to know the program budget. So the first part is your program income resources. If you have individual donation for your program or other donation from government, corporation, foundation, grants, you can put here. And fundraising, if you're gonna have fundraising events, what's your target amount of your fundraising event, and membership fee, interest earned, and others. please specify, so we'll know your program income resources. And then the second part of the budget will, we would like to know your program expenses, including student stipend, meet and grade expenses, graduation ceremony expenses, others. And last, we want to know the amount you want to request for CEL-USA grants. So we want to let you know that we will reveal the detailed application form. The more detail you can provide to us will help us to determine whether this expenses make sense to us and with the amount. And then we require at least a 1-to-1 matching from the applicants. So say total, if your expenses is 10K, we require you at least be responsible for $5,000, sorry, half of your expenses. And CEL-USA internship program grant don't support any overhead expenses. This means we know some organizations has paid employee for the program, but we don't support that expenses. Okay, so that's the detailed standard application form. I want to mention a little bit here is we're gonna have a national online orientation on June 11th this year. So at that time, all the interns and program leaders are required to join our online orientation. Okay, that's the application form. Let me share my screen. Okay, so the next, let me talk about the application deadline. The deadline will be by 5 p.m. Pacific time, April 30th. So about 2 months from now. And if your program have a different timeline, please reach out to us and let us know your needs. And then your application form, the two forms, you can choose the simplified one or the standard one. And after you fill out the form, you send it back to us, and CEL-USA board will review the application form, and then we'll send you email to let you know if you got approved or if we need additional information where we cannot support you. And then the overall result we will post on our website in June after our board meeting. And then I want to mention our grant has additional support which you can use. First, it's a brand new. We're gonna provide a centralized online training course. Right now, we're sending out survey for people for our returning grantees to help us choose the training topics. So the goal is to choose 10 training topics, and then we'll have people help us to design the course, and we'll invite speakers to do the training recording, and then we'll put on our website. And organizations can feel free to use our training course to your students. So this is for the well-established internship program. If you want to choose your own student training program, you're feel free to choose your own. If you want to mix our training courses with your training, it's totally okay. For new programs, if you have challenges providing student training, you are welcome to use our centralized online training courses for your students as well. And then we may also assist organizations with challenge in finding internship placements. Just reach out to us offline and we can talk about that. So briefly talk about a summary of the whole procedure of our grant. So first, again, we need you to do organization verification with us. To do that, you probably contact with Julia. And after you organization finish the verification with us, you can go ahead and do the application using simplified version. If you know, it's very easy to do, and your grant request less than $10,000, you can use the simplified version. For the standard, again, if you have a special budget requirements, or if your requirements over $10,000, please use the standard application form. And the third step is for us to do the review and let you know the result. And then if your application accepted by us, we'll go ahead and prepare the grant agreement and sign grant agreement with you. Number 5 is after we sign grant agreement with you, we'll need you to provide internship placement / student confirmation information to us. We'll send you a template for you to fill out, basically including the internship placement, the government office name, the timeline, and then the brief job description for the internship placement, and then the student assigned to this internship placement and basic information for that students. So this is, we need this information to send out our first grant payment. And then next, during the program, we would like to hear from you. Interim report doesn't mean formal. You can just send us email letting us know, hey, the program is going well. Everything's good, and then if there's any major change from your application, please communicate with us in a timely manner so we'll know. So maybe you extend your timeline or shorten your timeline, or if you have a different activity here. So and then at the last, we would like to collect final reports, including a narrative report from you, and then a student information report from you for the simple application organization using simplified application. For the using standard application form, once we need you to provide us your expense report as well. So that's the final report. After we review and approve the final report, we'll issue the final grant payments. So the grant payments, you will see we have 2 installments. The first one will issue after we receive the internship placement student confirmation. The second and the last payment will after we receive your final reports. So let me quickly share. So I just want to quickly share how to find our application form. Let's see. So this is our web page for Civic Internship Program Grant RFP guideline. Julia, could you help me send the link in the chat box, please?
Yeah, I did.
Thank you. Thank you. So if you go to this page, you will see pretty much what I just mentioned. So, and Andy also mentioned the grant objective, eligibility, grant application. So we'll talk about so how you can apply if you request is less than 10K, you can use our simplified process. You just click here to go to the application file, the Excel file I just showed you. You download the file and you enter your information and you save and send it back to us. So if you have a special budget requirements or you apply for more than 10K, you choose the standard application form, click the link there, and then you download the Excel file and fill out the Excel file. So the process, we talk about the deadline, and then the review process, and the additional support, and grant communication. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So let me see if I can go back. Okay. So now we would like to hear if you have any question from the audience.
Hi, Ching. This is
Hi.
Jeannie. Hi, from
Hi.
Korean American Coalition.
Hi, Jeannie.
Hi.
Nice to finally meet you.
You here. Yes. I have a question. So since our organization is a non-profit organization, how does that work? It says that it's no more than 25% of intern. Like, can you clarify on that part?
Oh, okay. So, so our civic internship grants, it's supporting the organization sending your students to government to do internship. So, say if you have I just give a crazy number. If you have 100 student interns, you need at least to send 75 interns to government to do internship. And then you can have 25, no more than 25 students to do internship for your own organization. Say if you have, I know some of our organizations have like a redistricting where, you know, your own projects, you also need the interns to do your own projects. And it's civic engagement related or government related projects. Maybe, you know, some government endorsed a project where some elected officials want you to help them to do some research or type of work. So you can do that, but no more than 25% of your total intern amount.
Well, we only usually have like 3 to 4 interns during the summertime. So but our work all like are mostly like the census, like the redistricting, all those like the civic engagement parts. So is that okay for us to use those interns for this project?
Do you also have interns to government to do internship?
No, we don't send interns to government. So that's the question I had.
Do you want to start doing that now?
Well, yeah, I can talk to Eunice about it. And okay, so, and what if we don't have interns yet? So do we, like, after we get this grant, then do we look for the interns, or we have to have interns before we get this grant?
You can send you can do the application first.
I
And
see.
yeah, based on my experience, people just, based on your expectation right now, and you fill out the application. So you plan to have this many students, and these are the internship placements you're targeting, and you fill out your application. And then we'll review, and if it looks all good to us, we'll to the board, and they will approve. And then the same time you will start your recruiting, student recruiting, and then confirm your internship placement with the government. And then remember, I mentioned before, I said we need your internship placement confirmation to release our first grant payment. Okay. So at that time, if you, if you don't have that many, so in our agreement, we'll see, we'll mention that we probably will adjust the grant amount according to the final confirmation.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Look forward to schedule a one-on-one meeting with you to talk about more of your program.
Yes, thank you.
Welcome.
Hello, Ting. This is Grace.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good to see you again.
Yeah,
So I have a question about the match. So for both the under 10,000 and over 10,000, you're requiring a 50% match. So for example, if we're requesting 10,000, we need to also match with other sources 10,000, right? And then if we're requesting 8,000, we also need to match with 8,000 from other grants and other fundraising. Is that right?
That's a very good question. Thank you for asking that. For the simplified application form, we don't we don't ask you don't need to fill out the grant, the program incomes, and you don't at the end you don't need to provide your expense report. So that's the amount, simplified version. The calculation table, remember, we just calculate the amount of how many students you have and what type of meet and grade and graduation ceremony you're gonna have. And then based on that, the amount we calculate, that's the amount we're gonna provide to you if our board approve your application. So that's the final amount we're gonna give it to you. But for the standard application, if total expense for your program, say 20K, so you need to be responsible for at least 10K for your program, and then ask another 10K from us. But still, we need to verify if all the expenses are eligible for our grant. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, Andy, when if you had anything else you want to add it to my answer.
Yes, Qing, and we are here more provide the support, help you become successful, and based on the past experience, if we approve like provide all the fundings, and most organizations just depend on us forever. So we want to help the organization to grow, to become independent, and so we created this, our general. Application require one-to-one match, and but this year I know for a lot of organizations they have small internship program, and general application, a lot of overhead, a lot of additional work. So we create simplify, try to help those organizations. And at the beginning we do not require the matching, but in the future we may do some adjustment to still require matching, or gradually reduce the amount based on the number of years you are wasting us. Because our goal is to help the organization to grow and become independent. And what we learned is, if your organization, you're good, you have to know a way to raise the fund locally. That's how you can survive, how you can, be there for a long time. And also, like Martin mentioned, we can help you, like even find some students. We are not obligated to do that, but if you need help, maybe we can use our network to help you find some students and even find some placement. We can try. We have some elected officials network, so we can give it a try to help you. So all we are here is just to help your organization grow and become strong. Because, we are working in the civic world, we are growing civic leaders. So we need the organization to be strong, be independent.
Thank you. Yeah, my question is really so that we can tell the students how much they will be making in stipends earlier rather than later. Because we're one of the larger organizations that receive funding from you, so there's no problem with the match or with placements. It's just timing wise, it would be good when we advertise the program to students for them to also know how much of a stipend to expect. So it's difficult if we don't already know the funding, how much we tell them that they would get for a stipend.
Okay, we we told the organization, even when I'm on the other side being the grant applicant, we told our students this is a stipend, and this is not like a salary, and we give them a range to say, depending on how much money we raise, we give you this much. And most of the students, if they are here for the money, and that's not good. But if they're here to learn some experience, get more involved civically, then they don't care about those, like even you give them 500 or 800.
Yeah, I understand, but the students that are probably the highest quality students have options, so they're probably choosing between this program and some other programs, and it would be fair to them to know earlier rather than later.
Okay,
Yeah, so this is the feedback. Yeah,
I totally understand that. Yes. First things, for those they do it intern in the industry, they pay much higher than that. This is like nothing, the stipend. Second things, I mean, for the students, we would tell them, based on your need, find the best internship for you, and instead of just though if there's a few $100 may affect your decision, I feel really bad. One thing I can tell you is we have interns. I met her at a Rotary dinner. She served the dinner there, and I talked with her. She's good. I sent her to our retreat. In the past, we have international leadership retreat in Berkeley, so I sent her there. Then the next year, she came back. She did intern with us, and Then we found she's so good. I still remember when she presents, I was sitting Sandy Choi is on one side and Congressman Dennis Wu is on my other side. They both told me, this lady is great. I said, that's my intern. So after that, we worked with her and we sent her to DC. She did intern with US Senator. So this is we more created this opportunity for them. And I hope they do not, because of this, like a few $100 affect their decision. They should pick the best program fit their needs.
I think Grace's question,
Yeah.
are you asking us when you will know the answer? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's more the answer, the question, not, yeah, when we can know the answer so that we can.
Okay, yeah, this is
advertise
when
it,
I
yeah.
want to add that CLUSA doesn't detect like what stipend you gave to you will give to the students. So you can based on your regional cost or whatever, right? Your own situation, you can decide like what you will give to your interns, the stipend, how much you will give. But for the standard application, you say, for example, if you want to give your student a stipend like 1,000, the whole program budget we can only match up to, we can only grant half, at most half of your program expense. So, so this is one thing. The other, the simplified version, it's actually, we want to simplify the process, application process. So we just give a fixed amount to, in case of the, in terms of the stipend, but say like the high school students, we give 300, but you can, your organization can, based on their intern hours or whatever programs, you can give higher or lower. It's up to you. We don't dictate like how much you should give to your students. So that's actually that we have two options, right? The simplified and the standard.
Yeah, the simplified version is we give a fixed amount according to the number of students you have. So for each high school student, we have a $400. And for each college student, we have $600. So if you, like Wen just mentioned, we don't dictate how you use that money. You can, I know some organizations don't even give any stipend to their students. They use that money to do any other like activities. So, or if you want to, like Wen just mentioned, you want to give 1,000 to your college students, means you need to raise another 400 for your college students. So that part we will also like you're kind of like matching the grants at your side, and for detailed application. So you need to list all the detailed information for us to decide. And to answer your question, so if you choose, so after you do your application and then we received your application, we will review as soon as we can and let you know the result. But the final overall result we will post on our website in June. Doesn't mean we don't send you email until then. We'll try to do as quickly as we can, especially for the simplified application. Yeah, hope I answered your question. And any comments, Andy and Wen?
Hi, this is Lily.
Hi, Lily.
Hi, how are you guys? I have a little comment. When you I would be very careful about using the term stipend, because whatever hours you detect, you're going to go below the minimum wages. So we actually call our internship scholarship now, because you don't want people to come back saying you're not paying them not even the minimum wages. So just be careful with the term. That's how we didn't learn the hard way, but we were told by our accountant to be careful with that. So just to share our experiences.
So talking about that, Lily, and we were told that I checked around, don't use a salary for sure. And stipend is okay, because stipend does not mean is your like a salary or your hourly rate. So stipend can be anything. And also you need to check with IRS if you give out, I remember it's beyond 600 or something, you need to file the tax.
$600, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So in our table, we actually don't say stipend. We just asking how many number of your high school students or how many number of the college students. We just give a fixed amount. It's the program's call to, how to use it. Whether you want to call it stipend or scholarship, or if you want to give salary, probably you need to issue a 1099 for that. So it's
Even
really,
it's not salary, and if it's beyond like 600 or 650, I forgot, you need to have some tax form given to the student.
right.
Yeah, I think it's 1099, but I'm not sure. But 600 is the last number I remembered.
Yeah, if you pay someone $600 or more each year, you have to give them a 1099. So basically, if you give them two $300 amounts over the course of 12 months, you will still need to give them a 1099.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you for the comments. Is there any other questions? If you don't have a question for now, if you have some questions in the future, feel free to contact me, send me an email or call me. Yeah, I know most of you know me. Yeah.
Hello, this is Jay from Long Island, New York.
Hi, Jay.
Yeah, I have a question about the training program. You mentioned you're sending out the survey about like what topic people are interested with. I really want to know like what like basic training program do we have right now we can use, especially for recruit students.
I can send you the survey link if you can give me your email address. In the chat. I can send it right now. Okay,
great. Yeah.
Yeah. So to answer your question briefly, we have 3 categories. One is professional training, like adequate and ethnic training, like formal professional communication training. In that category. And then the government training, like a government 101 or legislative process or policy advocacy training. So we each category, we have a few topics list there. So I know Grace and Lily already fill out the survey and give us a great suggestion. So we'll choose total 10 topics for this year. Is our first year to prepare this training resources for everyone to use. So we'll choose 10 topics. Maybe in the future we'll add more according to everyone's request. So there's another category is about Asian American, like identification or Asian American history, why it's important for us to be civically engaged. So I will send you the survey link so you can
Yeah,
give us
I will
feedback.
send you my email address. Yeah, I will send it right now from the chat.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Hey Jay, is just like Tim said, this is first year we provide centralized training. We found there's a lot of need, especially new organization, it's hard to have the training for the interns. So we decided to provide centralized training and give the option of the organization to decide whether you use it or not, or how much you use it. And please provide us the feedback of what you like to have in our centralized training, and we'll have the updated constantly. And we want to find the best of the best in the country and have them recorded and make it available.
Thanks. Yeah. So I heard like our organization sent students to intern before, but like to recruit more students is like a new challenge for us. Like we do want to advertise it first to like first maybe high school student is easier for us to reach out, but how to get to like college students and to get them involved of this program, let them try to organize it instead of use adult to like work for them. So this is our goal. So we may like discuss more details from like Cloud USA. Yeah, so to ask more help. Thanks, Andy.
No problem. And one suggestion we found we have here is for college students, most of the students, in our cases, college, 4-year college somewhere else. So you put your flyers here or information here locally, they may not get it. And for those students, they get it in the location where their 4-year college is. That may not apply to them because in the student summer, they may go back home. So what we found is go out to reach community college. Community college, most of the students are local, and also they may have some time and they need some opportunity.
Yeah. So great idea. So the other option for us is the state college. We have several on Long Island, so that is our other target.
Okay, that's good.
Thank you.
So Jay, could you tell us a little bit more about your organization? I know it's our first time.
So
meeting you.
the name of our organization is Long Island Chinese America Communication. So LICA. So we was registered 2014, and I joined this group about 2015 or 16 after I moved into Long Island. So mostly our activity is before the pandemic, we organized 2 big activities. One is during the Spring Festival, the other is Fall Festival. Mostly it's about thousands of people we can gather together, to celebrate the holiday, to introduce our culture to our community, and introduce some selected office from different levels. The highest was crewman one time, and mostly the county executive will come to celebrate with us. And the other part is we do some WeChat activities, we try to translate local news and do it weekly times. That is called长岛要闻. And we try to let people who lived in Long Island, like Chinese people, stay in WeChat, try to understand what's happening around. The other part is we translate some like a local activity. We call it 去哪玩, which means like which you can go during this weekend. But not only like Chinese activities around. So by those way, we reach out to most like people live on Long Island to like let them feel we have a home together. Yeah, and also we worked with local Chinese organizations based on the village. Like we try to like do the activity together. Yeah. Yeah, maybe later, yeah, we can organize. But during the pandemic, our more activities like for the donation, for support, like a first line service, yeah, something like that. But we cannot like, based on the condition, we cannot like gather more people together. Yeah. Is that okay?
Yeah, excuse me, I have one more question. So I want to know, where did you know about the COUSA, or?
I'm classmates of Andy.
It's Andy's friend.
Yes,
Oh,
we
okay.
used to, when we were in college, we are in the same room.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
well, when we
Wow.
was in high school, when we was in high school, we were in the same club, right? Several same clubs.
Yeah, high school was
Yeah,
the same
computer.
school, college, and same dorm.
Yeah,
Same room in the same dorm.
Okay, it's all friends. Okay, got it.
Welcome, welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, I just sent you the email, and I also send the link here, the centralized training topic survey. I don't know if after we record this session, will this also show?
Yeah, well.
Okay, so I already put the link here. Okay, I think we need to honor people's time. Right now is 10:17 a.m. at Pacific time already. It's over 1 hour. Thank you everyone so much. If you don't have any more questions, we'll close this session. And let me quickly share my our contact information. So again, my email qbai@clusa.org, and then also we have a grants@clusa.org. So feel free to contact us, ask us questions. We'll hope we can support you better. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
First,